From the Fox Studios in downtown Panama City, it's News View with Lee Sullivan.
Let's talk about your endangered freedoms, news and views with an attitude. Good evening, it's News View. I'm Lee Sullivan. Thank you for allowing me in, visiting with that great American, J. Carey Scott, owner of Smitty's Barbecue and Popeye's Chicken. And I want you to know, seriously, okay, I decided, since I hate KFC, Ralph, that I would do some Popeyes because they got that lady dancing in the Cajun sauce. You ought to try that out. I mean, seriously.
You should.
It is good.
It's great. Are you kidding me?
It is good. So if I ever have like a chicken bucket, that's where I'm going to get
we have
my
boxes, not buckets.
Right.
That's the
same
kernel.
thing.
Right. Well, it's
Whatever.
much better, much superior.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. So, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
And we were talking before the show started about my relocation to Costa Rica.
Your relocation to Central America, which is great.
And so I can enjoy the Latino culture up close and firsthand, rather than just talking with gardeners or bricklayers or stuff like that, like I have to do now.
Well, I told you that
nice
place we went. Beautiful, up in the mountains by the volcano.
And the exchange rate, I said 400 colones. You said it was 450.
It was about 450.
It used to be 700.
It used to be 700 or 800.
That place is calling me.
Well,
I mean,
let's go.
Are there many expatriates that live down there?
Lots.
I don't doubt that. But so we were talking a little bit about your country of second choice, or is it your country of first choice, which is Nicaragua?
Nicaragua? Well, Nicaragua's cheaper, but the infrastructure is not as good as in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is probably safer, politically more stable, and
I can't be handling no banditos. Okay.
We have a place for you, Rancho Margot. It's up
Okay.
in the mountains, and
All
it's
right.
beautiful.
Okay, and I got to figure out how to get my gun there, like one piece at a time.
No, they'll sell you a gun. You can have a gun.
Yeah?
Yeah, see.
In Costa Rica?
Why not?
The new America.
It is. You know, no federales are going to mess with you.
Oh, man. And you know, Cinco de Mayo, it is the Mexican celebration of beating the French, I think 1862, something like that. So the French have been beaten almost everywhere. Vietnam, the Germans got them, the Mexicans got them. I mean,
Well, they may have even beaten themselves. I'm not sure.
They could have retreated. I like the French, and I'm not being ugly to them. But the point gets to be that some people get, sensitive about the fact that we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, or we use it as an excuse to quaff down adult beverages and eat. But I mean, you got St. Patrick's Day, and
Who is sensitive about this?
Yeah,
it's a great holiday.
it is a great holiday, and the Mexicanos have got some issues. I wouldn't go to Mexico for nothing. But you said there are some places that are not bad. Well, you know, I mean, the whole country just scares the mess out of me.
Well, you know.
I mean, anything
You pointed
within
out,
100
you wouldn't
miles
know.
of the border on either side.
No, you don't need to go there. But the Sonoran Mountains are real nice, I'm told. It may be something to think about, Lee.
No. What's calling me is the exchange rate, brother.
But I'm telling you, the Americans down there have driven the price up of a lot of stuff. I'm even surprised by it. But stay out of the resort areas, and we can have fun.
Do they prefer the domestic currency, or do they prefer American dollars?
They'll take either. I don't think they really have a preference.
They don't care,
seem to,
as long as 6 of one, half dozen of them.
They'll bring you the bill in colones, and then it'll be 800,000, whatever.
Right,
and
right.
Then,
Well, I'm fixing to say, if you retired and you got $1,000 a month, best my math is that's 400,000 colones a month.
Well,
I mean, surely there's some kind of comfort
yeah,
in
but
that.
we're down at these restaurants. I'm telling you, with the tourist stuff, of course, this isn't local. These were just on the highway going up to the volcano place. And a beer, for instance, was 800-900 colones. So they've caught on.
Wow.
But that's their beer, the Imperial. But I think that we could probably stay off of the tourista places, and we'll be okay.
Right. We'd have to get near a ville somewhere.
You know, you could be the new ambassador to Costa Rica.
You think?
I think so. We could have a really nice house in San Jose.
Hola.
Sombrero.
Make a note of that, Jim. An ambassador to Costa Rica.
I like it a lot.
I do too.
And of course, I could be your attaché.
Absolutely.
I'm liking it a lot.
Okay. Well, I think more and more people, point of the conversation is more and more people that have an opportunity are leaving the United States of America and going someplace like Costa Rica or Nicaragua or Argentina or Peru, looking for something that I don't know that they can't find it in the United States, but it's certainly obviously more affordable down there, as they say.
It is now.
Right.
We'll see.
But it'll catch up, as you suggest.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it already has a great degree just in Costa Rica. I mean, of course, we've been to Cuba. It was like 13, 14 years ago.
right.
And of course, that will redevelop. The Europeans will do that, probably. You know, the Italians. But
It'll take Castro croaking, won't it?
well, probably, yeah, because he got to get rid of that economic system he has called
Well,
communism.
you know, here it is. I don't think the United States of America boycotts Cuba as much as I think the United States of America boycotts Castro.
Exactly. Well, technically it's an embargo. Technically, you can go there. I believe that's correct, but you can't spend any money. So if you go there, I guess logically it follows you had to pay for something, so therefore it's illegal.
Wow.
So, but you can go.
It's amazing that a place 90 miles from our border is, I mean, that we've gotten there. With
It's
that.
a great island. It's a beautiful country, and we have a military base on the eastern end of it.
Gitmo.
So, you know, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe you could be the developer of Cuba.
No, there's way too much drama there. The closest to Cuba that I've ever been, and I have a sense that it was almost like Cuba, was Key West.
Probably very similar.
Because of chickens and pigs everywhere.
That's right.
You know, I don't know, man.
Well.
So, Cinco de Mayo, J. Carey Scott. We will be right back. Welcome back. It's News View. I'm visiting with J. Carey Scott. J. Carey and Smitty's Barbecue sponsor the question of the week here on News View, and he also sponsors the show, and I appreciate that very much. We're talking about the Cinco de Mayo, and so Peter. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't know that until you told me about. Yeah.
His brother Juan has developed like a 400 or 500 acre eco-tourism kind of a farm. It's completely self-sustaining, completely off-grid. He's got 18, 19 bungalows. Of course, you have waterfalls, the volcanoes there. It's on this big lake. It's in the mountains, rainforest. It's what they call cloud forest because the clouds will come over.
Right.
And of course, you have the birds and the monkeys. And it's really, really an unbelievable place. And everything, he grows everything there. All the protein of the meats and fresh eggs every morning and vegetables. And it's just unbelievable.
And creates his own energy, you would
Absolutely.
say.
He uses animal waste to create methane gas to cook, and a composting process to generates heat to heat the water. And then he has these streams. He built these aqueducts coming off this hill, essentially a mountain, and he runs those through turbines for electricity. No chemicals, no additives, no genetically enhanced seeds, nothing.
I'm out of here.
You're in. It's your
kind
of place.
I'm out of here. What's a round trip run you? Well, who cares about a round trip? What am I talking about, round trip? I'm not coming back.
Airplane ticket to San Jose, $700-800 probably. But then it's about a 3-hour drive away.
Well, I mean, it costs $200 to fly to Jacksonville.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Miami next week, and it costs more than 200, and it's But anyway, I think you'd really enjoy it. And I think a lot of people would really enjoy it. It's I've never seen anything quite like it. Completely off the grid, self-sustaining, very peaceful.
And he's on the internet.
He's on the internet. It's Rancho Margot, Margot.
Okay, well, besides deciding what I'm going to do with the rest of my life.
Exactly. You can have the Lee Sullivan Show broadcast, wirelessly broadcast
via
satellite. And there you go. We could have monkeys and toucan birds. And
I ate a monkey one time, or a part of a monkey.
There was a dog down there that killed a monkey. Small dog. A small dog killed a monkey. Very ferocious dog.
Right. Well, I've eaten a little dog too, but let me tell you, if you're choosing between, Emerald here, if you're choosing between dog and monkey, always pick the monkey.
Monkey better?
Yeah, monkey is a lot better. Of course, I know some Asian people that might disagree with that, but those dogs that they're eating and cats are like farm fed.
They're grain fed.
Yes.
Like prime cut.
Farm fed, you are what you eat. I get that. I was talking to them. When I was coming to the studio, I was looking at the gas prices. I think the cheapest I saw gas was like $3.90 something.
Mm-hmm. That's probably about right.
And I've said this before, but you can't help but when you look at that, you think about the men and women that are out there jobbing it for minimum wage. $7.25 won't buy you 2 gallons of gas.
That's right. It's got to be just really tough. And I know yours does too. Goes out to the working folks.
Right. Gosh, Jay Carey, you got to literally work an entire day just to fuel your vehicle to get back and forth to work.
I know. And it's probably going to get higher.
Well, I just can't see the sense in it. I cannot. I was reading an article on the net about how people have cut back on consumption, and it's not that I so much begrudge people making money as much as it is the reality of what men and women in Bay County and the rest of the country are having to pay for a gallon of fuel when there is not hardly any alternative. You've got to get from your nest to work and from work to your nest, and then groceries. And I know in the restaurant business, y'all immediately see that.
Yeah, our commodities prices have increased probably 6 or 7% over last year. We actually had to do some menu adjustments. I didn't really want to, but we're probably some of the last ones to do it. Anything to do with grain, first of all, they got to bring it to you. Right. So you're going to have some fuel surcharges, right. And anything to do with grain, of course, livestock eat grain. It's just a circle of sadness, right. I guess. But it's ever increasing.
Well, I don't say there ought to be a law, but there ought to be a way out of this mess. And I can think of several. As soon as I'm elected emperor of the world. J. Carey Scott, we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's News View. I'm visiting with J. Carey Scott. There is a lot of noise being made about the pictures of Osama bin Laden's air-conditioned brain housing group, and
yeah, I know it.
And the fact that some people, I guess, believe that if you show the picture, the people that already hate us and are trying to kill us will hate us even more or try to kill us even harder, which I don't